All right, so I have been asked to look at CC3 2-1, no, 2-2, but section 2.1.1. So specifically, that's the question that talks about the algebra tiles. So I'm going to put some algebra tiles in front of us here and talk them through. So we, again, have a clear understanding what algebra tiles represent and what they look like and all of that good stuff. So drawing a picture of the tiles, really, you've got three different tiles. You have, this is your x squared tile. Okay, so x squared is a square, and its reason it is x squared. I'm just going to draw it out here. The reason it is x squared is because it is a square. And unique about this tile is its lengths are x and x. So every side is in the x length, and so therefore the area of this tile, so when we talk about its area, that's how we name it. The area of this tile is x squared because x times x is x squared. So that's the area of this tile. Then you have this little tile here, the rectangle, and if you notice, the rectangle has the same length as the x squared tile, so that's why they call this tile, this is the x tile, because it's got a length of x and a width, in this case, of 1. This right here is the ones tile, that little square. And notice its width is 1. So it's got the same width of the x tile, and the width is 1. So this tile has a length of x and a width of 1. So that's why the area of this tile, so when you think about its area, the area of this tile is equal to just 1x or x. That's why they call it the x tile. So this is the x squared tile, this is the x tile, and then this little guy here, that has a, I'll just do this and then continue it. This is a unit tile because its width is 1 by 1, and so its area is just 1, right? The area of this little guy is equal to 1 because it's 1 times 1 is 1. So that's the x squared, the x tile, and the 1 tile. So again, here's what they look like in plastic form. And then what's unique about these two is these are all the positive. When you see these colors, this blue, this green, this yellow, those are positive. And then when you flip them around, they all have red on their back, and that means they're negative. So that's the negative version of them. So this would be negative x squared, this would be positive x, and that would be negative 1. So that would be negative x squared, that would be negative x, and that would be negative 1, if you can see that. So that makes them the negatives when they're the red side. All right. In the book, they refer to when they have because it's black and white in the book. If it's shaded like this, that's the positive. If it's unshaded, that's the negative. So when you see the unshaded, it's negative. When you see the shaded, it's positive. Okay. So that's specifically about, that's part A for this question, and I went in further detail, but they just wanted you to draw them out and label them. Okay. And then part B says, can you use the unit tile to find the other lengths? Well, and the answer to that is no, because this length of this tile here is x. And if I were to figure out how many of these fit within, I mean, I could look and say, I can, they're not meant to line up and be measured. This isn't, it's not like you can use the unit tile to measure this length. Okay. So we don't know what this length is, and they're not exact at all. So in other words, if I went ahead and tried to line up as many ones as I can, there won't be a exact number. It doesn't line up. It's almost 5, a little bit more than 5 when I line it up. You got a little bit more, and we don't know what that little bit more is. So ultimately, we just call this an X. We're not sure what it is. So it's meant to be unknown. So you cannot. So we'd say no, because the X length is unknown. Okay, that's what we would say about B. C says, if you cannot use the unit tile to measure all the other lengths of the other tiles, how can you label them so that you can find their area? And we already did that. So C, how can you label them? We use X for the unknown side. That's what we do. Okay, so we use X for the unknown side. D, label your drawings and then name the other tiles using the areas. So we did that in A, actually. We labeled our tiles and our areas. So its name is X squared, its name is X, and its name is 1, or the unit tile, we call it. Okay, the unit tile, this is the X tile, and this is the X squared tile. That's their names. So that would be D. Okay? All right, I hope that helps.